Ladies and gentlemen, life has a way of presenting us with challenges that test our patience, resilience, and character. There are moments when the best response isn't louder words or frantic action, but stepping back and allowing silence to speak louder than anything we could say. Today, let me remind you of the power in restraint, the strength in stillness, and the inevitable rewards of knowing your worth. Silence is a concept that often goes undervalued in a world where everyone seems to be shouting to be heard. We're conditioned to believe that the louder we are, the more we'll be noticed, and the more we assert ourselves, the more respect we'll gain. But true power, the kind that commands attention and earns respect, doesn't need to announce itself. Silence, when used wisely, can be a force more compelling than the loudest voice in the room. When you choose silence, you create space. This space isn't empty or void, it's filled with a quiet strength that others can feel. It's in that silence where people begin to question, to reflect, and to pay attention in ways they didn't when words were flowing. Silence allows you to step back and let your actions, your character, and your energy speak for you. Often these things say far more than words ever could. Think about the last time you were in a heated conversation or an argument. The instinct for most people is to defend themselves, to explain, or to retaliate. But what happens when you choose not to respond? That silence can be unsettling for the other person because it shifts the dynamic. They expect noise, they expect engagement, and when it doesn't come, they're forced to sit with their own thoughts. They start to analyze their own behavior because your silence denies them the distraction of your reaction. Suddenly, the power is in your hands, even though you've said nothing at all. Silence is not weakness, it's discipline. It takes tremendous self-control to remain silent when you have every reason to speak up. But silence isn't about suppressing your voice, it's about knowing when to use it and when to withhold it. It's about understanding that you're precious and shouldn't be wasted on battles that don't matter or people who don't appreciate your worth. Silence is a way of conserving your strength, preserving your dignity, and keeping your focus on what truly deserves your attention. There's a misconception that being silent means you're conceding or that you're letting others have the upper hand. In reality, silence often signals confidence. It tells the world that you don't need to prove yourself to anyone because you already know your value. When you're silent, you exude a calm assurance that speaks volumes. It says, I'm not here to convince you of anything. My word speaks for itself. Silence also creates mystery, and mystery draws people in. When you're constantly explaining yourself, defending your actions, or justifying your decisions, you're giving away too much of yourself. But when you step back and let the silence fill the space, people start to wonder. They become curious. They want to understand what you're thinking, what you're planning, or what you know that they don't. Curiosity makes them pay closer attention to you because silence has piqued their interest in a way that words never could. In relationships, both personal and professional, silence can be transformative. It teaches you to listen not just to others, but also to yourself. When you're silent, you can hear what's truly being said, both by the other person and by your own intuition. It gives you clarity and allows you to respond from a place of wisdom rather than emotion. Silence can also set boundaries. It communicates without the need for explanation that you won't tolerate disrespect or be drawn into unnecessary conflict. It's a way of saying, I respect myself too much to engage in this. And when people see that you're willing to walk away rather than be pulled into negativity, they often come back with a renewed sense of respect. Silence is also a powerful tool for reflection. In the stillness, you can evaluate your own actions, motives, and desires. You can recalibrate and realign with your goals without the noise of external opinions clouding your judgment. It's in these moments of silence that you grow the most because you're giving yourself the space to think, to feel, and to understand on a deeper level. When you choose silence, you're not just reacting, you're strategizing. You're giving yourself the upper hand by observing, by gathering information, and by allowing the other person to reveal more than they intended. People often fill silence with words, and in doing so, they expose their true intentions. Your silence gives you the clarity to see beyond the surface and understand what's really going on. Silence can be disarming. It diffuses tension and forces others to reconsider their approach. When you don't give them the reaction they were expecting, it throws them off balance. They have to adjust, and in that adjustment, often find themselves on uneven ground while you remain steady. Silence is not passive, it's a deliberate choice, a calculated move that can shift the entire dynamic in your favor. In a noisy world, silence is rare, and what's rare is valuable. It's a signal of strength, confidence, and self-respect. It commands attention not by demanding it, but by earning it. It sets you apart because it shows that you don't need to compete for the spotlight, you are the spotlight. Patience is often seen as a passive quality, something that requires you to wait quietly while life unfolds. But in reality, patience is an extraordinary form of power. It's not about simply enduring or tolerating. It's about choosing to control your emotions and actions while trusting the process. Patience requires strength, discipline, and a deep sense of self-awareness. It is not a sign of weakness or submission. It's a strategic decision to act with intention rather than impulse. When you understand the power of patience, you unlock the ability to navigate life with clarity and purpose. In our fast-paced world, where instant gratification is the norm, patience is becoming a rare quality. We're constantly bombarded with messages that tell us to act now, to respond immediately, to achieve success overnight. But true success doesn't come from rushing, it comes from preparation and persistence. Patience allows you to slow down and take deliberate steps toward your goals, ensuring that every move you make is calculated and meaningful. It teaches you to value the journey as much as the destination, knowing that every challenge and delay has a purpose in shaping you into the person you're meant to be. One of the greatest benefits of patience is the clarity it provides. When you're patient, you give yourself the time to think, to reflect, and to understand. Instead of reacting to situations out of frustration or fear, you can approach them with a calm and level head. This clarity allows you to make better decisions, ones that are not clouded by emotion or haste. It's in these moments of stillness that you gain the perspective needed to see the bigger picture and recognize opportunities that might otherwise be missed. Patience also gives you power in relationships and interactions with others. When you're patient, you don't let other people's actions or words dictate your responses. You're in control of your emotions, and that control is incredibly empowering. It allows you to remain calm in the face of provocation and to respond with wisdom instead of impulsiveness. This doesn't mean you're ignoring or avoiding the situation. It means you're approaching it from a place of strength, choosing your words and actions carefully to ensure they align with your values and intentions. Another powerful aspect of patience is its ability to build resilience. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and obstacles, and it's easy to become discouraged when don't go as planned. But patience teaches you to endure, to persist, and to keep moving forward, even when progress seems slow or uncertain. It reminds you that setbacks are not failures, but opportunities to learn and grow. With patience, you develop the resilience to face adversity head-on, knowing that every struggle is preparing you for something greater. Patience is also a sign of confidence. When you're patient, you demonstrate that you trust yourself and your abilities. You're not rushing to prove your worth or to seek validation from others because you already know your value. This self-assurance is magnetic, drawing people to you and earning their respect. Patience shows that you're not afraid to wait for what you deserve because you believe in your own potential and the timing of your life. There's a unique strength in being able to wait without losing hope or enthusiasm. Patience allows you to stay focused on your goals even when progress is slow or the outcome is uncertain. It gives you the determination to keep working, to keep striving, to keep believing in yourself and your vision. This persistence, fueled by patience, is often what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who give up too soon. It's a quiet but unwavering belief that the effort you're putting in now will pay off in the future. Patience also creates space for growth. When you're not rushing or forcing things to happen, you allow yourself the time to develop your skills, to learn from your experiences, and to become the best version of yourself. This growth is essential because it prepares you for the opportunities and challenges that lie ahead. Patience ensures that when the time comes, you're ready to step into your purpose with confidence and capability. Another benefit of patience is its ability to foster deeper connections with others. When you're patient, you take the time to listen, to understand, and to empathize. This builds trust and strengthens relationships, whether in your personal life or professional endeavors. People are drawn to those who are calm, understanding, and composed, and patience allows you to embody these qualities in a way that resonates with others. Patience is not just about waiting, it's about how you wait. It's about your attitude and mindset during the waiting period. Are you frustrated and anxious, or are you calm and trusting? Patience teaches you to embrace the unknown, to find peace in the present moment, and to trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. It's a powerful reminder that good things take time and that the best outcomes are often the result of steady, consistent effort rather than quick fixes or shortcuts. When you stop chasing, something remarkable begins to happen. People and opportunities that once seemed out of reach start moving towards you. It's a shift in energy, a rebalancing of effort and intention that changes the dynamic of your relationships, your goals, and your life. Chasing often comes from a place of desperation or fear, a belief that if you don't run after something, it will slip away. But the truth is, what is meant for you will find its way to you, not because you chased it, but because you attracted it through your confidence, self-worth, and unwavering belief in your value. Chasing can be exhausting. It drains your energy, consumes your thoughts, and often leaves you feeling unfulfilled. The harder you chase, the more it seems to slip away. This is because chasing often signals lack trust in yourself, lack of patience, or lack of belief that you are enough. When you stop chasing, you shift your focus inward, redirecting that energy toward becoming the best version of yourself. Instead of running after something external, you create a life that naturally draws what you desire toward you. There is a profound difference between chasing and attracting. Chasing comes from a place of scarcity, while attracting comes from a place of abundance. When you chase, you're essentially telling the world that you don't already have what you need, that you're incomplete without it. But when you step back and stop chasing, you send a powerful message. You are whole, worthy, and content as you are. This confidence is magnetic. People are drawn to those who carry themselves with assurance and self-respect. They sense that you don't need them to complete you. And this independence is incredibly appealing. When you stop chasing, you also give yourself the opportunity to evaluate what truly matters to you. Chasing often blinds you to the bigger picture, causing you to pursue things that may not align with your values or long-term goals. By stepping back, you gain clarity. You can see whether what you were chasing was truly worth your time and effort or whether it was simply a distraction. This clarity allows you to make decisions that are more aligned with your purpose and passions, leading to a life that feels more authentic and fulfilling. Another powerful aspect of not chasing is the sense of peace it brings. Chasing often creates anxiety, a constant worry about whether you're doing enough, whether you're saying the right things, or whether you're moving fast enough to catch what you're after. But when you stop chasing, you let go of that pressure. You learn to trust the timing of your life and the natural flow of events. This doesn't mean you stop working toward your goals or pursuing your dreams. It means you approach them with calm confidence instead of frantic urgency. When you stop chasing, you also give others the space to come to you. People need time to process their own thoughts and feelings. And when you're constantly chasing, you don't allow them that space. By stepping back, you create room for them to recognize your value on their own terms. This often leads to deeper, more genuine connections because they're not based on pressure or pursuit, but on mutual respect and understanding. Stepping back also gives you the chance to focus on yourself. Instead of pouring all your energy into chasing something external, you can invest that energy in your own growth and development. You can work on your goals, nurture your passions, and build a life that feels fulfilling and meaningful to you. This self-focus is not selfish, it's necessary. When you prioritize yourself, you become a stronger, more confident person, and that confidence naturally attracts the people and opportunities that are meant for you. One of the most surprising things about stopping the chase is how quickly things start to shift in your favor. When you're no longer consumed by the pursuits, you become more present, more aware, and more open to the opportunities around you. You might notice doors opening that you hadn't seen before, people showing interest who once seemed indifferent. This isn't magic, it's the result of your shift in energy. By focusing on yourself and letting go of the chase, you create a space for the right things to enter your life. It's also important to recognize that when you stop chasing, you teach others how to treat you. Chasing often sets the tone for imbalance in relationships where one person is always giving and the other is always taking. But when you step back, you establish boundaries. You show that you value yourself enough to wait for someone who will meet you halfway. This sets the stage for healthier, more balanced relationships built on mutual effort and respect. Stopping the chase doesn't mean you stop caring or that you give up on your dreams. It means you change your approach. Instead of running after things, you cultivate a mindset of trust, confidence, and self-worth. You understand that you don't have to force things to happen. You simply need to be ready when they do. This mindset shift is liberating. It frees you from the constant need to prove yourself and allows you to focus on what truly matters. Becoming the best version of yourself and trusting that the rest will fall into place. Your value is not something that can be determined by others, nor is it something that fluctuates based on external opinions or circumstances. It is intrinsic, constant, and self-defined. Too often, people spend their lives seeking validation from others, measuring their worth by how much they are liked, praised, or accepted. But the truth is, your value doesn't come from the approval of others. It comes from within. It's rooted in who you are, not in what others perceive you to be. When you rely on external validation to define your value, you give away your power. You place your self-worth in the hands of others, allowing their opinions and judgments to shape how you see yourself. This not only makes you vulnerable to criticism, but also leaves you constantly chasing approval that can never truly satisfy. External validation is fleeting. It changes based on moods, trends, and circumstances beyond your control. But when you define your value for yourself, you build a foundation that cannot be shaken by the opinions of others. Knowing your worth begins with self-awareness. It requires you to look inward and recognize your strengths, talents, and unique qualities. This isn't about arrogance or inflated self-importance. It's about acknowledging your inherent value as a person. It's about understanding that your worth is not determined by your achievements, possessions, or social status, but by the essence of who you are. When you embrace this truth, you free yourself from the need to prove your worth to anyone. Defining your value for yourself also means setting boundaries. When you know your worth, you no longer tolerate treatment that diminishes you or relationships that drain you. You understand that respect and kindness are not privileges, but rights that you deserve. Setting boundaries isn't about pushing people away, it's about teaching them how to treat you. It's about showing that you value yourself enough to demand respect and that you won't settle for less. People may test those boundaries, but when you stand firm, you reinforce the message that your value is non-negotiable. One of the most empowering aspects of self-defined value is the freedom it brings. When you no longer depend on others to validate you, you liberate yourself from the pressure to conform or meet unrealistic expectations. You stop comparing yourself to others, recognizing that their successes and achievements have no bearing on your worth. This freedom allows you to pursue your passions, embrace your individuality, and live authentically without fear of judgment. It's important to remember that self-worth is not about perfection. Defining your value for yourself doesn't mean you won't make mistakes or have areas to improve. It means you understand that your worth isn't diminished by your imperfections. You see mistakes as opportunities for growth rather than as failures that define you. This mindset allows you to approach life with resilience and confidence, knowing that your value remains intact no matter what challenges you face. When you define your value for yourself, you also become less affected by criticism. Constructive feedback can be valuable for growth, but criticism rooted in negativity or insecurity has no place in shaping your self-perception. When you know your worth, you can filter out the noise and focus on what truly matters. You can take in feedback that helps you grow while letting go of opinions that don't serve you. This ability to discern allows you to stay true to yourself and in your values. Another significant aspect of self-defined value is the impact it has on your relationships. When you value yourself, you attract people who value you too. You no longer settle for one-sided relationships or friendships that take more than they give. Instead, you build connections based on mutual respect, trust, and appreciation. These relationships are not about proving your worth to others, but about sharing your life with people who recognize and honor your value. Self-defined value also influences how you approach opportunities and challenges. When you know your worth, you're more likely to take risks and pursue your goals with confidence. You understand that rejection or failure doesn't diminish your value, but it's simply a part of the journey. This mindset allows you to persevere, take on new challenges, and strive for greatness without fear of falling short. It empowers you to embrace opportunities that align with your purpose and passions, knowing that you are deserving of success. Perhaps one of the most profound benefits of defining your value for yourself is the sense of peace it brings. When you're no longer seeking approval or validation from others, you can focus on living a life that feels meaningful to you. You're no longer weighed down by the opinions of others or the need to meet their expectations. Instead, you're free to be yourself, to pursue what makes you happy, and to build a life that reflects your true self. Your value is constant, unshakable, and inherent. It doesn't require validation from others because it is already within you. Recognizing this truth changes how you see yourself and how you approach the world. It shifts your focus from seeking approval to living authentically, from chasing validation to standing firmly in your own worth. When you define your value for yourself, you step into your power and create a life that is not only fulfilling, but deeply aligned with who you are. There's a profound strength in walking away when something no longer serves you, fulfills you, or aligns with your values. It's not a sign of weakness or defeat, it's an act of self-respect and courage. Walking away is not about giving up, it's about choosing yourself, your peace, and your happiness over situations that drain you or hold you back. It's about understanding that you are not obligated to remain in places or relationships that compromise your well-being or hinder your growth. Many people stay in situations far longer than they should, driven by fear, guilt, or a sense of obligation. They convince themselves that leaving is too risky or that they owe it to others to stay. But staying out of fear only leads to resentment and unhappiness. When you stay in a situation that no longer feels right, you're sacrificing your own needs and desires for the sake of comfort or familiarity. Walking away is not easy, but it's often the most empowering decision you can make. Walking away requires clarity. It means recognizing when something is no longer healthy, productive, or aligned with your values. It means being honest with yourself about what you want and need, even if it's difficult to admit. Clarity comes when you allow yourself to step back and evaluate the situation objectively. It's about understanding that staying in something out of fear or obligation is not a valid reason to stay at all. Clarity helps you see the difference between temporary challenges that can be worked through and fundamental issues that cannot be resolved. When you walk away, you're not just leaving something behind, you're creating space for something better to come into your life. It's an act of faith in yourself and the belief that you deserve more. Walking away signals to the world and to yourself that you value your happiness and well-being enough to let go of anything that doesn't support them. It's a declaration of your worth and a commitment to living a life that feels true to you. Walking away also requires strength. It's not easy to leave something familiar, even when it's no longer right for you. The unknown can be intimidating, and the thought of starting over can feel overwhelming. But strength comes from trusting yourself and your ability to navigate whatever comes next. It's about believing in your capacity to rebuild, to grow, and to create a life that aligns with your values and desires. Strength is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward despite it. One of the most powerful aspects of walking away is the freedom it brings. When you leave behind what no longer serves you, you free yourself from the weight of unhappiness, frustration, or dissatisfaction. You let go of the need to force something to work or to settle for less than you deserve. Freedom comes when you release yourself from the expectations of others and the pressure to conform to their standards. It allows you to live authentically, to pursue what makes you happy, and to create a life that feels fulfilling to you. Walking away is not about running from challenges or avoiding discomfort. It's about knowing when a situation has reached its limit and when it's time to prioritize your own well-being. Challenges can often be overcome with effort and commitment, but not all situations are meant to be fixed. Walking away is a recognition that some things are not worth the energy, time, or emotional investment they require. It's about discerning between what can be worked through and what needs to be left behind for your own peace of mind. When you walk away, you also set an example for others. You show that it's okay to prioritize themselves, to let go of what no longer serves them, and to choose a path that aligns with their happiness. Your courage can inspire others to reevaluate their own situations and make decisions that support their well-being. Walking away is not just an act of self-respect. It's a statement to the world that you value yourself enough to leave anything that doesn't honor your worth. Walking away can also lead to unexpected growth. It pushes you out of your comfort zone and into the unknown, where you have the opportunity to learn, to evolve, and to discover new possibilities. It's in these moments of transition that you often find strength and resilience you didn't know you had. Walking away challenges you to trust yourself and your instincts, to take risks, and to embrace the uncertainty of what comes next. Choosing to walk away also means choosing to invest in yourself. It's a commitment to your own growth, happiness, and peace. It's about focusing your energy on what truly matters to you and letting go of anything that detracts from your well-being. Walking away is an act of self-love, a way of saying that you deserve to live a life that feels aligned, fulfilling, and true to who you are. There will always be voices that question or criticize your decision to walk away. People may not understand your reasons, and they may try to convince you to stay. But walking away is not about pleasing others or seeking their approval. It's about doing what's best for you. It's about trusting yourself enough to know when it's time to let go and having the courage to follow through. Walking away is a choice that requires strength, clarity, and faith in yourself. Silence is often misunderstood as weakness, passivity, or a lack of resolve. In reality, silence can be one of the most powerful tools you possess. It is not just the absence of words, but a deliberate choice to withhold them, to create space for thought, understanding, and clarity. Silence speaks volumes. It can command attention, create intrigue, and convey confidence in a way that words often cannot. It is a reflection of inner strength, self-control, and an unwavering belief in the value of your voice. In a world that encourages constant communication, silence can feel uncomfortable or unnatural. We are conditioned to believe that speaking up is the only way to be heard, that we must constantly explain, justify, or assert ourselves to prove our worth. But silence challenges that notion. It allows you to step back, to listen, and to observe without the need to respond immediately. It is a demonstration of patience and poise, qualities that often hold more weight than impulsive words. One of the most profound aspects of silence is the clarity it provides. When you choose silence, you give yourself the time to think before you speak, ensuring that your words carry intention and meaning. It allows you to process your emotions, understand your thoughts, and approach situations with clear mind. This clarity not only benefits you, but also impacts those around you. When you speak from a place of thoughtfulness, your words resonate more deeply and carry greater impact. Silence also gives you power in interactions with others. When you choose not to respond immediately or engage in unnecessary arguments, you maintain control over your emotions and the situation. This doesn't mean you're avoiding conflict or ignoring the issue. It means you're approaching it with a level head and a strategic mindset. Silence can disarm those who seek to provoke or manipulate you, as it denies them the reaction they expect or desire. It shifts the dynamic, placing you in a position of strength and authority. Another significant aspect of silence is the space it creates for listening. In conversations, silence allows you to truly hear and understand what the other person is saying. It shows respect and attentiveness, qualities that deepen connections and build trust. When you're silent, you're not just waiting for your turn to speak, you're actively engaging with the other person's words, emotions, and perspective. This level of listening fosters empathy and understanding, laying the foundation for meaningful relationships. Silence also holds power in moments of conflict or tension. When emotions are high, words can often escalate the situation rather than resolve it. Choosing silence in these moments allows you to diffuse the tension and approach the issue with calmness and clarity. It gives you the opportunity to reflect on the best course of action rather than reacting impulsively. This restraint is not a sign of submission, but a strength and wisdom, demonstrating that you are in control of yourself in the situation. Silence can also be a form of self-preservation. In a world that often demands constant engagement, choosing silence allows you to conserve your energy and protect your peace. It gives you the space to recharge, reflect, and reconnect with yourself. Silence is not about withdrawing from the world. It's about prioritizing your well-being and ensuring that you're not pouring from an empty cup. It is a way of setting boundaries and affirming that your energy and attention are valuable. In professional settings, silence can be a powerful tool for negotiation and leadership. A well-timed pause can create impact, convey confidence, and encourage others to speak up. Silence in these moments signals that you are not rushing to fill the void, but are comfortable holding space. It demonstrates that you are listening, processing, and considering all aspects before making a decision or responding. This deliberate approach can inspire trust and respect from those around you. Silence also holds transformative power in personal growth. It is in moments of silence that you can hear your inner voice, reflect on your journey, and gain clarity on your purpose and goals. Silence allows you to connect with yourself on a deeper level, fostering self-awareness and insight. It is in these quiet moments that you can confront your fears, embrace your strengths, and envision the life you want to create. Silence becomes a tool for transformation, guiding you toward a path of authenticity and fulfillment. When you embrace silence, you also embrace the art of observation. You begin to notice details, nuances, and dynamics that may have been overlooked in the noise. Silence sharpens your awareness, allowing you to see situations from a broader perspective. This heightened awareness is a powerful advantage, enabling you to make informed decisions and navigate life with greater wisdom and insight. Silence is not about suppressing your voice or diminishing your presence. It is about choosing when and how to use it. It's about understanding that your words carry weight, and that silence can often say more than speaking ever could. When you choose silence, you demonstrate that you are confident in your ability to listen, observe, and act with intention. It is a reflection of your inner strength, self-control, and trust in your own voice. Silence is not the absence of power, it is the manifestation of it. In the end, the power to step back, stay silent, and let your actions and presence speak for themselves is a testament to your strength, confidence, and self-worth. It's about understanding that you don't need to chase, convince, or prove your value to anyone. Instead, by standing firm in who you are, setting boundaries, and embracing the transformative power of silence, you create a space where what is meant for you will naturally come your way. Trust in your worth, believe in your journey, and let the world recognize your greatness on its own terms.